Jim Murren, CEO of MGM Resorts. Welcome to Stanford, the Graduate School of Business, and the Industrialist Dilemma.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So now, you've been the CEO of the firm since 2008, is that correct?
That's right.
What are the biggest changes you have seen in your business in the last decade?
Well, I've been there 20 years, and I've been the CEO for 10. The biggest change is really going from a casino-centric model to a global entertainment company, and that is it's a conscious change. It didn't happen by happenstance, but that's a major change. I think the second would be, how we've unified the company culturally. We were a company of disparate properties, different cultures, different points of view, and we weren't really working well internally. And I think I'm proud of the change we've made there. And I guess the last is evolving in non-gaming areas to make us more relevant globally.
So as you think of your customers on a go-forward basis, in fact, some of whom are going to be our students here later today, how do you need to interact with them differently, maybe than how you interacted with customers in the past?
Well, we continue to need to understand technology. The industry's been poor relative to other retail industries as it relates to using technology to its benefit. We've actually proud of our physical environments, which really draw a lot of people. But in today's connected world, we really need to be more digitally aware. And in the future, that's going to be important for every demographic we deal with, but particularly for the folks that are going to be in this classroom, because they're going to want to be able to do everything they want to do on their smart device. And we're crawling into that. I think we're going to make a major leap forward this year.
The time I've spent with your team and understanding MGM, one of the things that I've seen is you don't just have one business, you really have 5 businesses, right? You have hospitality, you have food and beverage, you have entertainment, you have convention. It's a very, very complex business. How do you think of those 5 businesses working together and coordinating, especially as you move to a more sophisticated digital infrastructure?
Well, that's the unique part of our business model, I think, is that ecosystem of everything working together. I don't think any one of those businesses would be as powerful individually as they are collectively. And being able to create that integrated resort experience instead of a hotel experience is really the key to our business model. And where MGM is a bit different than the other gaming companies is that we really only feel we should be in markets where we can provide that entertainment experience. So we're not in the commodity-based slot machine or business, for example. And so, which is not to say that that's not effective for other folks. It's just I don't think that's where we can deliver the most incremental value.
So you recently hired your new and first Chief Digital Officer.
That's right.
Tell me a little bit about why you made that hire and what are the things that you're looking to do on a go-forward basis over the next several years?
Well, I could say that you told me to. When you saw me last year, but that'd be only partially true because we were in the market when we were chatting in 2017. We had to find the right individual, and this individual, Kelly Smith, 25-year vet, well-known. He was running the digital platform for Starbucks. Yep. I set it up in China. He's got the right kind of experiences. So we knew we needed somebody when you and I were chatting. We didn't want to just hire anybody. Right. And I think we got the right individual. And we've given him a lot of money to hire staff up his department, which really was non-existent. So why do we do that? Because we recognize that, yes, we have these experiences, but if we can improve the guest interaction through digital, then we're going to get more market share. So whether it's a digital wallet, whether it's digital access into your room, whether it's working on making your own reservations when you want to do it, or just saying you need more towels, or whatever it is that you feel like when you do not want to have a human interaction, you do not have to have it. We know that's important, and he's already. We haven't announced this one yet, but he's already hired another person, and he's well on his way to creating quite I think, a good organization.
How do you coach your team to be balancing the move to digitization, but also the kind of the service that MGM provides when people come to Vegas and they want to have fun and talk to people and feel like they're being treated specially?
I think the personal interaction comes naturally to my employees. I mean, that's what they've been brought up in the hospitality business. That's what they want to do. The other part's the harder part, getting them to adapt to and embrace technology. So we've talked about technology more in the back of the house area. How do we use technology to get people out of their offices more, to get them on the floor more, to streamline systems, services, and procedures? We've done a really good job of that in the back of the house. We really haven't done a great job in the front of the house yet. All of the people that work for me know we need to do that. They don't know exactly how we're going to do it. I think the people we've been hiring more recently will teach us all how to do it. I don't think it'll be as culturally difficult to get that change implemented as other changes we've already done. Working together more collaboratively, not having destructive conflict within properties. A lot of the change we've made, I think sets us up internally where we have a level of trust with our employees that we're going to try to do the right thing, and change can be a positive, not a disruptive force.
One of the new changes, and we've talked about this before, you're a global business, right? You do business in Japan and China and around the U.S. We think about Las Vegas, where MGM's got obviously a very large footprint. Sports is becoming a big thing, right? You've got the Golden Knights, who would have thought they would be in first place. You stole our Raiders, right? So the Raiders are going to come.
Sorry.
That's okay. Esports is also something that is increasingly becoming popular, especially with the younger generation. How do you think about those influences on your business and how that shapes how MGM will be doing business on a go-forward basis?
It's single greatest growth opportunity for Las Vegas. Let's take the Knights, for example. If you get on StubHub, 80% of the StubHub tickets out there are for folks buying from the city where the visiting team is playing the Golden Knights. Imagine what that could mean for us and what it already means for us in terms of better fan engagement, more people coming to Las Vegas. You mentioned the Raiders in a couple of years, but this year, MGM, this is fairly groundbreaking. For the first time in our history, we own a professional team. We bought a WNBA team and called them the Vegas Aces, and they start playing with Bill Laimbeer as their coach this year. I firmly believe within the next 3 years, people will widely consider Las Vegas as the sports capital of the United States. Major sports, bowl games, Super Bowl, college, and there are a lot of reasons why it's easy to foresee that now. Probably 5 years ago, no one would have sensed that, but all the perceived barriers between the casino industry and the professional leagues have broken down, between the NCAA and my industry have broken down, and I think that it bodes well for the whole town.
Okay, so if the last decade was a lot of integration, right, getting the properties to work together, as you said, fixing the back end and making that happen, when you look forward the next decade, what do you think are the top 2 or 3 things that are the biggest both challenges and opportunities? You've mentioned esports, but what else kind of is on your mind when you wake up in the morning?
From an operational perspective, I worry a lot about cybersecurity. I worry about protecting our assets. From a physical security perspective, that's an ongoing concern. So I'll always worry about that day and night. From a standpoint of making Las Vegas relevant today and in the future, I have high confidence, and I think it's based on being a student of Las Vegas prior to living out there for 20 years and seeing how it has really very nimbly changed itself over many, many generations. People want to move to Las Vegas. We don't have state income tax. I hate to brag on that here in California, but we are collecting a lot of talent. It's an exciting place to live now. Wasn't so much so when I moved there. And so we have to continue to do what our founder taught me to do 20 years ago. He always said, and this is the genius of Kirk Kerkorian, he always said that at any time we can attract intellectual and financial capital to Las Vegas for ourselves and for our competitors, it's good for MGM. And if you go into every day thinking, that you want your competitors to succeed, you want them to invest, you want them to grow, because that'll help the destination of which you're the dominant player, then you go into it not thinking someone's going to win and someone's going to lose. You go into it thinking we can continue to elevate the destination. I do believe that's going to happen.
If I think of all the companies that we study in the Industrialist Dilemma, MGM may actually embody one of the greatest combinations of physical and digital, you know, the location and the entertainment and everything else, and now the next wave of entertainment that'll be coming. So I'm looking forward to continuing to watch and observe and learn. And Jim, we appreciate your coming to Stanford and helping us do the class today.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right.